game. I think it's going to be really important for him to see the ball go through the hoop early in this game.
Chase Hunter wears number 1 for the Clemson Tigers. You see this is the 167th meeting. Clemson's won 2 in a row and 14 of the last 16. And Wake Forest has not won here at Clemson since 2009. 9 straight home wins in the series, and the Tigers own the opening tip.
You got 2 very good shooting teams here. That notwithstanding what I said about Chase Hunter just a second ago, but both very good offensively.
Tigers are 47% from the floor as a team. They shoot the 3 well. 40% on the season, Mike. That's second best in the ACC. The shot clock is down to 4 in the opening possession. Hall in traffic, lost it on the way up. Here's Appleby. Immediately to the rim, and he was challenged by Hall and the outlet Hemingway.
Yeah, he's a break all by himself when he wants to be really fast with the basketball. You've got to pay attention to him in transition.
Hemingway was reaching for that basketball and picked up the personal foul. So first on Hemingway.
You see Appleby number 1. The ball is going to be in his hand a majority of the time. And he's made a big impact, leading the conference this early on in scoring and assists.
So you saw the substitution as Beadle comes in. A couple of turnovers on their opening possessions for the Tigers. And Brad Brownell, amazingly, in his 13th season, Mike. All-time leader in wins in the school history. And his team wants to run. Hunter calculates the angle. The Tigers are on the board.
A great aggressive start for him. I talked about making baskets early, a good drive. And the thing, too, he's got Appleby guarding him, so try to get him into some foul trouble. Challenge him to defend.
Chase Hunter averages over 15 points per game, as Mike mentioned, as the leading scorer so far this season for the Clemson Tigers. Shot clock at 10 for Wake. It goes out of bounds off of Hildreth, but it will be off of the Tigers.
He's a right-handed player, but showing the ability to, to go right, fake left, get inside, good penetrator. The guy I'd also to look for in Wake Forest, Hildreth, he has really made a big jump from last year.
Stepping on the end line, going the other way.
Monsanto ran out of real estate.
That's a trimmed down version of Monsanto.
Yeah, 30 pounds he's lost from last year, which really a guy coming back from, amazingly coming back from his Achilles injury in 1 year, but the weight loss is going to help him there as well.
That was in May of 2021, that Achilles injury for Monsanto, who averages almost 10 points per game. They go inside to Hall.
Well, he's been on minutes restriction coming back from that dislocated kneecap, but how about against Penn State? 22 points in 25 minutes of action.
He was also 8 of 11 from the free throw line, Mike, and hit both of his 3-point attempts with P.J. Hall. It'll bounce off. Beadle elevates to grab it. Tigers 6-2 to start the season. 5-0 at home. The win against Penn State on Tuesday. That's a turnover. Galloway out of the corner, 3rd turnover of the half.
Galloway is the one portal guy that Brad Brownell has brought in. It's amazing. you have to recruit the age in your roster as much as you do the freshmen these days.
Well, the Tigers have connected on both of their shot attempts so far. Wake Forest is 0 for 3 from the floor.
And Clemson isn't turning the ball over. They're efficient.
Hildreth. Monsanto the fall away, picked up by Hall. Chase Hunter crosses it over right into Hildreth. It falls, but it's an offensive foul on the drive.
Well, here's the look, and this is a tough thing to do. And Hildreth in retreat on a guy with a full head of steam, be able to make that play. And that's what's gotten him starting and on the floor more. That Hildreth, he's always been a very good offensive player. Now Steve Forbes likes what he does on the defensive end of the floor as well.
So Chase Hunter with that personal foul to the bench for Brad Brownell and the Clemson Tigers. Cameron Hildreth making his 5th start of the season. He's a double-digit scorer as well, over 12 points per game. Appleby off the glass and in for 3.
Every once in a while, the backboard is your friend.
Tyree Appleby, a graduate student from Jacksonville, Arkansas, with his 17th made 3 of the season. He shoots 46% to lead the team from beyond the arc. All the turnaround did not get the kind bounce.
He's been getting good position here early. Marsh is a big body to go up against.
Marsh just checked in for Wake Forest, and that's Hildreth. A little bit of touch on a floater near the rim. He shoots 53% from the floor.
And since his start, he's averaged 15 points in those 4 starts, so really responding to that role. But you could see the jump he's made from last year.
Tyson, a little show and go. And a foul against Andrew Carr, who was defending.
That's the thing. Wake can throw some big bodies. They've got some good depth on this team. And they like Carr out on the floor early to start games because of his defense.
So with Hunter Tyson at the free throw line for Clemson, let's take a look at tonight's forward keys to the game with Mike Gminski.
Well, Steve Forbes talked about the fact that Clemson is one of the most physical teams in the conference, so they've got to match that in this game. And how about for Clemson, take a bite out of Appleby.
He was very creative, Mike.
Yeah, well, I would love to say I came up with that. Our crack staff came up with that graphic.
Well done. It was a collaborative effort.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'll never cheat. I learned that early at Duke, and never take credit for something that's not your work.
Great to be alongside Mike Gminski and our outstanding production crew here in Clemson, South Carolina. It's the opening night of conference play in the ACC after finishing off the ACC Big Ten Challenge, the final edition, and that's Carr in the paint.
And Clemson choosing, at least early on, to go one-on-one, not come in the double team with him. He had plenty of time to operate in the post.
Mid-air contact. Dylan Hunter hit the floor. And your brother Chase Marsh is wide open for a Wake Forest rim bender.
Miscommunication on the way back, and Marsh, first of all, nobody had Appleby, and then nobody had Marsh inside.
Wake Forest went on the road on Tuesday, beat Wisconsin 78-75. Shot 54% of that winning effort. Appleby right towards our broadcast position. There is a timeout on the floor. 15:06 to go in the first half. Appleby inside to Marsh for the slam and a 3-point lead.
The holidays are for making memories, and you can count on Honda to help you make them. Whether it's in a versatile HR-V, a sporty Civic, or a stylish Accord, start making memories of your own with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Warrior 1, Warrior 2. Instant jackpot.
Okay, downward dog. Upward dog.
Tree pose.
Dragonfly. Okay, give gratitude to your mind, your body, and you get it.
Namaste.
Fast Play. Instantly win the growing jackpot now. Like now.
Skillful technicians and salespeople are in great demand. Earn up to over $100,000 plus benefits with companies awarded Best Companies to Work For. Rest easy knowing you have job security as the U.S. runs on 4 wheels. Step forward as the next generation of service technicians, sales, and other important careers in the automotive industry. Search job postings by making our automotive network your network. Visit NorthCarolinaAutomotiveJobs.com to explore job opportunities within reach.
CMAX presents The Cycle of Savings. It all starts with a proprietary formula that is scientifically proven to soak into engine metal and reduce carbon buildup, increasing fuel mileage, extending engine life, and saving you money with every mile. So that cycle of savings we talked about really adds up over a lifetime. Subscribe. Save. CMAX. Buy or subscribe today at CMAX.com. Pour, save, repeat.
The Tigers are without a made field goal in the last 3 minutes and 5 seconds and trail by 3. It takes us to tonight's Hardy Star to watch right in the center of your screen. It's Chase Hunter, the leading scorer this year for the Clemson Tigers.
Yeah, and again, the case of a guy who's averaging 5 assists a game as well as the 15 points, shooting the ball very well from 3 early on. And you look at that statistic, that includes the 1-12 night. He didn't have a field goal in that game until the first overtime. He hits a 3 and then fouled out about a minute later.
He did have a couple of critical blocks in the OTs in the victory against Penn State. He's on the bench right now with that personal foul. Junior from Atlanta, Georgia. We told you his younger brother, Dylan Hunter, has the basketball right now. Both of them out of Westlake High School. Shot clock's at 7.
You see how long Brad Brownell protects him on the bench, not wanting to pick up that second foul.
Wake Forest started the game 0 for 4 from the floor as Hildreth drives against the double team and travels. They had been 4 for 4 from the floor since missing their first 4 attempts, and they turn it over.
It's really astonishing to me how much better Hildreth looks this year as opposed to last year. So much more aggressive offensively. His body's changed.
Galloway looking for 3. Galloway, who transferred from Boston College. He started his collegiate career at College of Charleston.
You see guys around in the game now who are well-traveled, who have been to 2 or 3 schools in their career.
Galloway's played 109 games in his career as Hildreth misses out of the corner.
Yeah, this guy, number 5, Hunter, is going to break the all-time record for games played here at Clemson.
Ball fake. Drive knocked away by Marsh. Tigers maintain possession with 21 seconds on the shot clock.
They've got size and shot blocking along that back line, especially Marsh. He's another guy whose game has really taken a step up from last year.
Tiger basketball. You mentioned Hunter Tyson, Mike, number 5 in white. This is his 115th career game. He needs 20 games to become the Clemson all-time leader in that category. Galloway with a first step, quickness, and score.
Able to get to that right hand, no help side defense on the gap that time by Wake Forest.
Brevin Galloway played 43 minutes in that double overtime game against Penn State on Tuesday, had 9 points, and was 4 of 8 from the floor.
Well, in this game, Appleby had that bank 3, and that's his only point so far. He's letting people work in. Let's see if he gets more aggressive.
Shot clock's at 5. It's the only made 3 of the game so far for Wake on 3 chances. And that's Marsh doing a chin-up and getting fouled.
And this one off screen and rolling. Clemson kind of forgetting about number 33 so far in the game. He's had a couple of easy finishes. That one for a chance for 3.
Matthew Marsh at the free throw line. That's Tyson going to the Clemson bench. Hunter's back in.
You see why him coming into this game 14 of 16 from the floor in the season for Marsh.
Both of his field goals have been dunks, and he finishes off the old school 3-point play for the sophomore from Cornwall, England. He was 4 for 4 from the floor in the win on the road at Wisconsin on Tuesday, Mike.
All their 5 rotation guys were perfect from the floor.
Tigers shot 51% in that double OT win against Penn State. Traveling violation down on the block, and that's Godfrey. Turnover number 5 in the first half for the Tigers.
Yeah, Godfrey, he's got a college-ready body already. Just trying to get that shoulder down. He could have taken a little more time on that play. No double-team help coming.
Steve Forbes in his first year, 6 wins for Wake. Last year, Mike, they had 25, and on the cusp for the NCAA tournament, going 13-7 in ACC play. Kind of a wild shot from Marsh.
Plus 19 jump, one of the biggest in college basketball history.
This is Hall working low, created contact and earns free throws. First on Matthew Marsh. So P.J. Hall at the free throw line.
And you're looking at, you got Bradford, you got Marsh, you got Carr. That's pretty good. You can throw some size out there and keep fresh bodies.
3 points and 3 rebounds now for P.J. Hall. Monsanto comes back in. Carr, you just mentioned him. Now comes out.
Now they go a little smaller, but they've got a better offensive player in Monsanto out there.
It's a nice group there. All ACC second team. Includes Justin Mutz from the defending champs in the ACC, Virginia Tech, as they beat Duke in the title game last season in Brooklyn. This year we're going back to Greensboro. Big time rejection from Hall on a driving Appleby.
We talked about it, and you know, he's had an outstanding start, but 6 feet tall, little challenge size-wise, and you can see Hall starting to trust that injury a little bit more.
The knee with that supportive sleeve. We told you about the kneecap injury.
Yeah, dislocated that. Coming back, he was rehabbing, getting back on the floor from foot surgery.
The knee looked pretty good on that play, Mike, defensively.
Yeah, and that's the last thing. You got to get confidence and just react out on the floor, not think about that injury.
Hunter crosses it over, was stumbling down, taken away, Wake Forest. Klintman. He'll tee up a 3 and knock it down for the Demon Deacs.
Started his freshman year, only 21% from 3 coming in, so that maybe not on the scouting report early for him.
Just the 4th made 3 of the season for the freshman from Malmo, Sweden. Klintman, number 34 in old gold and black. Hall catch and release.
And that's a shot that he's worked on in his comeback, is trying to get some range, becoming more of a 3-point threat.
43% shooting in the first half so far for Wake Forest. Again, they shot 54% in that road win at Wisconsin. In transition, right down the lane, and a foul on the drive. So Chase Hunter will go to the free throw line for the Tigers. We'll take a timeout. 3-pointer from Klintman. He's rocking the rim, and the Demon Deacs have the lead.
This is the easy way to a delicious holiday. Enjoy one of America's most loved holiday meals from the Fresh Market. Choose from 6 ready-to-heat feasts for gatherings from 2 to 14, including our holiday ham meal for 8 to 10 with our guest favorite bone-in spiral sliced honey ham and our traditional holiday meal, both starting at just $10 per person. Order these meals and more, including our new prime rib meal for 2 at thefreshmarket.com or visit your local store.
The holidays were awkward for Romeo and Juliet. Thankfully, Amazon had just the gift to bring the families together. Shop legendary deals.
I love to have one of my own someday.
Thanks.
Oh, I was talking about your USAA bumper sticker.
My dad served. Passed membership down to me. I'll pass it to her.
That's a lucky kid.
USAA. It's for the military community.
Sometimes you'll get it. Sometimes you won't. Sometimes you'll wind up head over heels. You gotta trust your gut. As long as you keep going, it's all good. Because it's all one big glorious ride. And being a passenger is not an option. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Well, tonight is the first night of ACC play. We've got more ACC basketball coming up. It'll be Coppin State at NC State. That's Tuesday at 7 Eastern. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. Terquavian Smith Jack Clark, Deshaun Orchich, Jarrell Joyner. He's third in the ACC in scoring. And NC State is playing tonight. They're hosting Pitt. A 1-point lead in the first half in Raleigh with 9:04 to go in that one.
And after a shaky start, Pitt 4 in a row right now, winning going into that game. But you know, so far in this game, Tom, that Clemson on the year has done a very good job taking care of the ball. They average only 10 turnovers a game. Already at 6 now. Points off turnovers a big factor in this lead for Wake early.
They will be at the free throw line with Hunter. He got fouled on the drive. Hunter Tyson back into the lineup as well for the Tigers. Couple points, couple of rebounds for number 1 at the free throw line.
Keep an eye on him. Remember, he got that early offensive foul. And you know that Brad Brownell does not like to play guys who pick up that second foul in the first half.
77% of the season. 7 points, but as Mike mentioned, just 1 of 12 from the floor for Chase Hunter. Chase Hunter last year when the teams met in late February here in Clemson. 21 points. It was a career high at the time.
Travel.
Hall got in the air.
Tuca with the walk that time. Let's see if Clemson can make a little inroads here with Appleby out of the game. Yeah, you see he just moved his pivot foot.
It's a third turnover for Wake. .33% shooting so far in the first half, almost midway through for the Tigers. This is Hunter. He wants 3.
They lost him defensively. He had a terrific look that time on the weak side.
Again, the Tigers second best in the conference, 40%. It's going to be an offensive foul.
Tuca's had a rough stretch here. His first 2 possessions, he had to travel and then picking up the offensive foul. Here's the look. Just he's a big, strong guy. He's not tall, but trying to make some space around Hemingway.
Sophomore from Gaithersburg, Maryland, seeing action in his 3rd game this season. He's a transfer from Marist, Poughkeepsie, New York. Tigers are 1 of their last 8 and no field goals in about 3.5 minutes. 10:22 and rolling in the first half. Hall on the block. Bradford was defending.
They got the foul.
It's the first on Davian Bradford.
Well, and that, you know, we talked about his points against Penn State, and for Hall, the free throw line was a big part of that. 8 made free throws in that game, so he's got the ability to get guys in foul trouble down low.
Let's get a message from Works Nitro.
Meet Works Nitro. Powerful tools for any project with gas-like power without the gas. Fueled by PowerShare batteries to give you the power to outperform.
Talk about a consistent scorer, Mike. P.J. Hall at the free throw line. He had a stretch last year where he went 25 games in a row, double-digit scoring.
And that foot was an issue for him most of the year, too. I mean, he did not practice all that much, so that makes that even more outstanding. Just wish that he could stay healthy.
Klintman puts it up top. And Bradford on the business end for the Deeks.
I tell you what, Wake has done a great job. Their bigs have really been scoring on the back line on lobs and dunks.
The lead is 4 for Wake Forest. From behind the line for 3.
We talked about he's been working on that part of his game.
Got 8 points now. His 5th made 3 of the season for the junior from Spartanburg, South Carolina, and Dorman High School. Around the perimeter, out of the corner, and Wake gets a 3 right in front of that Clemson bench for Williamson.
More of a seasoned guy here at Wake. Much better leadership this year than in years past. A lot more vocal.
Hunter tried to drop it off to Hall.
And he got away with a double.
He regathered and laid it in.
Hey, it's not a double dribble unless they see it.
It's not a lie.
Unless you believe it.
You believe it. P.J. Hall, by the way, to 10 points. Just talking about his propensity for double-digit scoring, especially last year. Suka, shot clock at 8.
The Beatles going to get called for the bump. Here's the look. You'll see it right here. Dribble. He wasn't expecting it. Dribble, gather, catch, dribble, score.
That's the recipe. And the lead is just 2 now for Wake Forest. Wake getting production from its bench so far in the first half. 13 points from the Wake bench. Middlebrooks, speaking of bench, coming in now for Clemson, which does not have any points from its bench so far in the first half. Galloway also to the scorer's table, set to check in for the Clemson Tigers. We're inside of 8:40 to go in the first half. Tom Wormy, Mike Jaminski, our outstanding ACC basketball production crew with you from Tiger Town. We're thinking about football, but not until tomorrow, Mike, when they play in the title game in the ACC in Charlotte against North Carolina.
And that should be a sold-out Bank of America Stadium for that game, I would imagine, with those two schools going at it.
Foul on Middlebrooks, his first, after just getting into the ball game.
Yeah, you see the hook right there, and the baseline referee is going to see that more times than not. And we're talking about Bradford, a big body. He's actually slimmed down, too. Came in about 290, but in much better shape.
Bill Covington Jr., Tony Henderson, Jeb Hartness in charge of the proceedings this evening. Carr slipped down. Shot clock is at 10. Double team. Middlebrooks tried to strip it. Knocked away. Galloway. Tyson fills the lead.
That was a great defense on the one end. And Wake's offense has not run as well with Appleby out of the game. Be interesting to see how long Steve Forbes goes with that. And he is, as I say that, he's walking right in front of us to check in.
The dunk by Hunter Tyson ties us at 20. Wake has led for the vast majority of his first half, and the Tigers are getting the ball back. Up ahead, Galloway with the vision, and Hunter Tyson in for the slam for the Tigers. We're tied.
Warrior 1, Warrior 2. Instant jackpot.
Okay, downward dog. Upward dog.
Tree pose.
Dragonfly. Okay, give gratitude to your mind, your body, and you get it.
Namaste.
Fast Play. Instantly win the growing jackpot now. Like now.
Are you a good student? Interested in attending college but need help? Each year, the Jimmy Rain Foundation gives scholarships to worthy students pursuing a college education. So if you're a high school senior or age 20 or younger and in your first 2 years of college, you are encouraged to apply. More than 550 students have already received scholarships, and the next one could be yours. Applications will only be available at jimmyrainfoundation.org.
Hi, I'm Jeff from Nuts.com. When my grandfather started this business in 1929, he relied on 4 important values: freshness, quality, variety, and service. I'm proud to carry on his legacy, but from a bigger space. We still freshly roast, season, and dip delicious nuts here in New Jersey and deliver them with the freshest dried fruits, snacks, and sweets to families that love our products all around the country, including mine. We think you'll love Nuts.com too, so check us out and enjoy free shipping on your first order.
Bally Sports South, the network of your favorite teams.
ACC basketball is brought to you by your local Ford dealer. The Works Nitro, available at worksnitro.com. And by the Fresh Market, voted #1 best supermarket in America.
And we're in Clemson, South Carolina, Little John Coliseum, home of Clemson basketball since 1968 and refurbished about 7 years ago. Here's the steal and the conversion the other way, and the jam from Tyson.
Well, the points off turnovers had been an advantage for Wake, and now Clemson has flipped that. It's even 6 apiece. Great finish there. And I think the thing, Tom, you look at this game, the optics, Wake really looked like they should have been ahead more than they were at this stretch, and Clemson has found their rhythm offensively, gotten back to a tie game, and a lot of that has been with Appleby out of the game. Now he's back in.
Wake is led by as many as 6. Hildreth also into the lineup for Wake. Tyson after the jam, he's got 4 points, a steal, and a rebound. Tigers with a chance to take the lead. They led by 4 very early in this game, 4-0. Galloway down the lane.
Jump ball.
Yeah, he got tied up by Keller.
Tried to split, and Keller, nice job. He kept his hand on top of the ball that time. Good call by the referee.
Arrow favoring the Demon Deacs. 7 different players have scored for Wake Forest. 13 points off the bench. Into the corner, Williamson one more time. It's the second time he's knocked it down out of that corner pocket. 3 ball and 6 points.
And he's starting to find his way, Tom. It was missed a few games with a back injury. Didn't start up at Wisconsin, but looks like he's feeling a lot better now.
Transfer from East Tennessee State, 3rd year in the Wake program for Davian Williamson.
Came over with his head coach.
He did. Coach Forbes in his 3rd season. Middlebrooks over the top. Carr able to extend and give it to Appleby. Williamson got by the defender, and that one spins on in for Davian Williamson.
Yeah, you defend a 3. You've got to go out and honor that, and it opens up the driving lane. I'll tell you what, this is not a tall backcourt by any stretch for Wake, but they are very fast.
Williamson now has 8 points, missed by Middlebrooks. Hildreth, 3-on-3 situation. Williamson trying to get around Beadle, couldn't do it. Williamson, by the way, Mike, just 3 points and 1 of 4 from the floor in the win at Wisconsin. Beadle up for the board, jogs it up for the Tigers, who want a timeout. So we were tied at 20 just a second ago, but thanks to Davian Williamson, Mike, it's 25-20 Wake with 5:56 to go in the first half.
And here's the look, and you see, and you know, Hunter's got to be careful. He's got that 1 foul already. And then this is just a terrific find, the extra pass by Carr. And here's the thing, Wake is winning the 3-point battle right now, 4 of 9, and they've only got 1 2-point field goal in the game. Clemson making hay at the free throw line at 7 of 8.
2 of those threes for Wake coming from Williamson. Tigers normally clamping down defensively as far as the 3-point shot is concerned. But Williamson has a couple.
First 4, they gave up 40% to their opponents, and that number has come down dramatically in the last 4.
Tigers were tied at 71 at the end of regulation on Tuesday against Penn State after trailing by 6 at halftime.
And we should talk about Wake Forest travel. This has not been an easy week for them. And what the Big Ten Challenge brings in is the Central Time Zone. And so they play up in Madison at a 9 o'clock game on Wednesday night, on Wednesday, and they get home at about 4:15, or Tuesday. I'm sorry.
You're right.
They get home. They get home 4:15 in the morning on Wednesday. Guys got to go to class, and then they hop on a bus and come down here yesterday.
Has not affected them adversely so far, as they've got the 5-point lead with 5:49 to go in our first half. ACC won that challenge against the Big Ten, the last edition of it, 8-6. First time they'd won the challenge since 2017.
And a lot, you know, like, again, you can look at that in a vacuum and say, yeah, it's Big Ten. but it's matchups, who's playing who's home, who's, you know, Duke had a very good win against Ohio State, but it was in Cameron. But, you know, it's just, for me, it's tough to get my head wrapped around the fact that it's only December 2nd, and this is the 9th game of the year already for both these teams. It's a long season out there. I mean, they're playing 4 months before they even get to March.
Second true road game of the season for Wake Forest with its 7-1 record. They're trying to adjust the clock and get it back to working order with 5:56 to go in our first half. Tigers are working on a modest 2-game winning streak. The win against Penn State. They also beat Cal in the Emerald Coast Classic in Florida. They won 5 of their last 6.
You know, you just saw Chase Hunter on the bench, and here it was. He hit that early basket. I thought he was off and running, and that's the only basket he's had in the game so far.
Shefflin is in there, number 4 for the Tigers. That rims out from Hunter Tyson. Coming off that career-high performance, Mike, 24 points.
A little smaller look out there for Clemson with Shefflin in there and P.J. Hall out.
Only loss this season for Wake Forest was on November 20th against Loyola Marymount in Jamaica, and that was in overtime. So now the lead is 8 as we approach the 5-minute threshold. Tigers just 1 of 7 on 3-point chances. Make it 1 of 8 and missed by Hemingway.
And that last basket was a step back 3 by Appleby. They're 5 out right now. Wake Forest, nobody in the middle.
Appleby, the graduate transfer, last 2 years at Florida. Williamson over Shefflin, came up short. Tyson pulls it in.
I'll tell you what, with a guy who's healing in Williamson, and he and Appleby on the floor at the same time, that puts a lot of pressure on you defensively. Great cut.
Galloway from Shefflin.
Great cut, better pass that time.
The lead back to 6 for Wake Forest. Hildreth trying to connect with Keller. Able to preserve the possession to Carr. Wake had been 5 of 10 from beyond the arc, Mike.
Yeah, but you're going to live with Keller taking threes out there as opposed to some of the other guys out on the floor.
.36% from beyond the arc on the season for Wake. 4th in the conference. Hemingway. He missed out of the corner. Shefflin amongst 3 black jerseys. The tie-up, and the arrow favors Clemson. And Shefflin, who just grabbed that offensive rebound. What a pass right here. Galloway, as he threaded it in there for 2.
Are you a good student? Interested in attending college but need help? Each year, the Jimmy Rain Foundation gives scholarships to worthy students pursuing a college education. So if you're a high school senior or age 20 or younger and in your first 2 years of college, you are encouraged to apply. More than 550 students have already received scholarships, and the next one could be yours. Applications will only be available at jimmyrainfoundation.org.
Hard to wrap, easy to give. From big presents to stocking stuffers, the Steel Holiday Gift Guide has something for everyone. Find yours at steelusa.com/gift guide.
CarShield feels like laying out the guy that just wouldn't stop chirping. CarShield will never hurt you, unlike a certain high school crush. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Kelly. CarShield, if you don't call now, your wife should stop loving you. Want to do that one again? No. If I had a time machine, I'd go back just to call CarShield for the first time again. CarShield is the parents you wish you had.
Yes.
CarShield's a hat trick of saving money on your car repairs.
Call CarShield now.
At Domino's, next time you order 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, you could be in for a shock. Because Domino's is now delivering pizza with new electric vehicles across the country. With over 100 EVs on the road today and hundreds more to come. It's good for pizza delivery and better for the planet.
You're good. I'm great.
Deeks by 6, thanks to 18 points from its bench. And 5 of 11 on 3-point shots for Wake. Mike talked about their travel schedule. It will continue. LSU's up next. That's the holiday Hoopsgiving, Mike, in Atlanta.
And but only one real road game after that at Rutgers, and they've got an 11-game break between Duke and Virginia Tech, and that's the hard thing. And there's Clemson's schedule coming up. Again, they're going to play. Each team will probably play 3 league games before the start of the year. But you come in December, you've got finals that you're dealing with, and then you've got the Christmas break, so it's really a disjointed month after playing this many games this early in the year. And then you got to get cranked up for full-on league play at Jan 1.
December was kind to the Tigers last season. From the middle of the month to December 22nd, they were able to string together 4 wins in a row. It's a tie-up again, and the arrow will favor Wake Forest this time.
The Arrow's gotten a workout here in the first half.
Last year they wanted Virginia, Mike, beat South Carolina, which nipped them this season. They also beat Drake in overtime. They hate the Drake. They beat him in overtime.
Love the Drake.
Wake Forest had a nice January of last year, Mike. They won 9 of 11 from January 4th to February 9th. That included wins against North Carolina, on the road at Virginia, and twice against Florida State. Again, Wake won 25 games a season ago. That's Carr.
Yeah, they would much prefer to see him shooting, making that move instead of teeing up threes.
Tigers went 8-12 in conference play a season ago. That was 10th in the league. Lost in the second round of the eventual champ Virginia Tech in Brooklyn at the tournament, 76-75 in overtime.
I'll tell you, that's a nice look in Clemson's offense. You get a high-low with Hunter Tyson and P.J. Hall in the lane area.
Marsh picked up his second personal foul. Galloway, mid-range. Monsanto was over the top for the tip to Carr. Wake Forest 5 of 11 on 3-pointers. They average about 9 made threes per game, second best in the conference. 2.5 minutes to go. Offensive foul.
Just really solid defense by Shefflin. You see it. Took it on his sternum, moving his feet a little bit. You lower that shoulder, you're going to get the call. You're going to get that charge call most of the time. And they just, Steve Forbes just comes in with another set of big bodies.
Clinton back into the lineup for Wake. Also number 20, Davian Bradford, 7-foot junior from St. Louis, Missouri, guarding the paint, the free throw line. Shefflin got pushed. Slight bump from Klintman for the personal foul.
So Clemson going to be shooting free throws for the rest of this half.
So it's Shefflin stepping to the free throw line, the sophomore from Loganville, Georgia, in Grayson High School.
And a little bigger look along the front line with Shefflin in along with Hunter and Hall.
Coming up at halftime, we'll go driven with Brad Brownell, the head coach of the Clemson Tigers. First half highlights and analysis with Mike Jaminski. Also go around the ACC. This is the first night of conference play Pitt and NC State are also playing tonight.
It's a little bit of a drought for Clemson the last 3 years. They had to run 25 wins, 20 wins, and then the last three, 16, 16, and 17. We need to flip that, get back to getting into the tournament.
They were in the tournament back in 2021. Third time under head coach Brad Brownell to make the NCAA tournament. Steve Forbes and the Deeks so close a season ago. They played in the NIT. And they managed to make it to the quarterfinals. We're inside of 2 minutes to go in the first half. Wake has led for the vast majority. Hall with the good hands, but he traveled. He was able to catch that pass in tight quarters, Mike, but he turned it over.
9th turnover of the game now for Clemson. And you know, it's this lead basically, and Wake has gotten it without Appleby being a huge part of the offense. And had an early 3 by Hildreth.
Wake had its largest lead just a second ago at 8. Hildreth with the steal, checks the defender, knocked away as Chase Hunter recovered. It's out of bounds, and it's Tiger ball.
That was he had a kind of brain freeze on the turnover there, which you don't see, and then he doesn't give up on the play, and that is a terrific recovery. And Hildreth thought he had an easy deuce there. Great hustle.
Timed it and did not foul.
Yep. And that's especially coming from behind when you don't really have an angle. That is tough to do.
4 points in the first half for Chase Hunter on 1 of 3 shooting, and he's made both of his free throw attempts. In fact, the Tigers are 9 of 10 from the line, Mike. Wake has only gone to the line once and made it. How about that view, Jaminski?
And that is clean as it can be, too. I mean, there wasn't even close to a foul.
It's a great lesson, though, Mike, right? He made a miscue at one end,
you don't
hustled
quit.
Back.
Yep. And that's usually, you know, when a turnover takes place out front like that, you're really vulnerable, and it's rare that you get a play like that.
Mike, you talked about the travel schedule for Wake. Don't forget, Clemson went to double overtime, so they're trying to recover from that double overtime win against Penn State, 101-94 in the ACC Big Ten Challenge.
And could have taken care of business in regulation, but a couple of missed free throws let Penn State into that game.
Mentioned that November 11th game. That was at South Carolina, and a close loss for the Tigers, 60-58 to their in-state rival after they'd beaten them last season at home, 70-56. Hunter with an awkward step there, Mike, and he's shaken up a little bit. Tyson trying to spin in against Monsanto. Turnaround good.
And you know what? You can't complain about the defense on that play. I mean, he forces Hunter to take a fadeaway jump shot, which is in his arsenal. But for Monsanto, who's smaller, you force him to make a tough shot.
6 points now for Hunter Tyson. Averages just over 14 per game. Hildreth is on the floor.
P.J. Hall with the foul.
First on Hall. 50.6 seconds to go in our first half.
And the guy they've got to get going in the second half who really helped them in the Penn State game is Hemingway. Has not scored in the game so far, 0 of 2 from the floor.
And Hemingway had 15 points in that win against the Nittany Lions and made 4 3-point baskets in 41 minutes of action. There he is, number 12, the senior. So there is a review ongoing right now, Mike. Bill Covington is at the monitor, joined by Jeb Hartness.
Nah, I mean, they were looking about Hall just kind of he ran through the screen. You know, I will give that, it was a physical play, but there was that elbow stayed pretty much intact. I don't think there's anything there.
Bill Covington, Tony Henderson, Jeb Hartness, our officiating crew.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
It is a common foul, and I like the way Bill Covington explained it. Big guy, little guy.
Well, and when you're a big guy, that's what you should do to little guys. They may think twice about that the next time.
All right, well, let's check it out. P.J. Hall, 6'10", 245. And he ran into Hildreth, right, Mike?
Yes.
Hildreth, 6'4", 200. So giving up a few pounds and a few inches. Monsanto for three. His first points of the night. Damari Monsanto.
Yeah, their big three has been kind of quiet. About both teams' big threes have been relatively quiet scoring in the first half.
Monsanto leads the team in made threes. He's now got 22. This is Hall. Tried to put some spin on it.
Pretty good defense by Bradford that time to force him underneath the backboard.
So the final seconds, Coach Forbes wants the final shot here in the first half.
About maybe a second in between, and so much for waiting on that.
I've heard cries of no from the Wake Forest bench. And now Hunter trying to beat the buzzer. Won't do it. So the struggles for the Tigers from three-point distance continuing, now 1 of 10 from three. And Wake Forest knocked down 6 threes, most recently that Monsanto three-pointer. And they're pretty strong under Coach Forbes when they go to the locker room with the halftime lead, which is exactly what they have against Wake Forest, which is working on a 3-game winning streak this season. And 7-1 this year. Tigers start with the basketball. They're 6-2 on the year after the win at home against Penn State in double overtime. First double OT game for the Tigers since 2014 when they beat Maryland 77-73. Steele, Monsanto. Appleby trying to cross it over Galloway.
I have a feeling early on in this half that Appleby's going to be pretty aggressive looking for his offense.
Appleby was 2 of 5 from the floor. Did make a couple of three-pointers. That accounted for his 6 points.
But had 3 of the 6 assists for their team.
Knocked away and taken by the Tigers. Working on an overall 8-game home winning streak, Mike. That's a 3-ball. Hunter Tyson.
Well, they needed that badly. Only one made 3 in the first half. Pretty good defense, too.
Hall made the 3 in the first half, and now Tyson has one. He's got 9 points. 103 career-made three-pointers for number 5 in Tiger orange and white. Elevating for the board, wrapping it up. He's fighting with Carr past the whistle.
4th jump ball of the game.
Wake is going to keep possession. Appleby to trigger the inbounds. Deflected away. Hall, Keller trying to catch up, and he won't get there.
Nice burst of speed by Hall, and that just kind of went through his hands. A lack of concentration on the catch.
12 points now for P.J. Hall. The lead is 2 for Wake Forest. Deflected away by Galloway into the student section.
You see that pass, and I don't know that he was expecting it. Keller was not expecting that pass, and you see Hall out in the open floor looking a lot more confident in that injury.
Impressive. Picking up speed and getting to the rim for P.J. Hall. Shot clock is at 5 for Appleby. He'll launch at 3. Way off the mark. Carr able to gobble it up. Ball did not hit the rim on the Appleby shot, Mike. Shot clock violation.
And I don't know that there was great shot clock awareness on that possession. And Appleby had to hoist that up. It looked almost like he was surprised.
Appleby can certainly shoot the 3 at 46% of the season.
Couple of mental mistakes early by Wake Forest, and then the bad pass.
Hildreth challenging Hall, spun it off the glass. Thrifty.
A much more challenging finish that time with bodies back for Clemson.
How about Hildreth, Mike, who On November 26th, had the third triple-double in school history.
We did the second one.
We did with Alondas Williams last year against USC Upstate. And the first one belongs to Tim Duncan.
Here's the look. He didn't see any help. And, you know, he's 1-on-4 right now. There's a lot of white jerseys back, and a lot of guys might have pulled that back and waited for help. But he was committed to the layup and fortunately made the shot.
14 points, 10 boards, 11 assists against Hampton for Hildreth. Galloway back iron. Easy board for Carr, and now Appleby. Best in the conference, almost 20 points per game. The scoop is a miss. Tyson, and now Hunter. On the wing, Hemingway.
And they're going to score the basket and the foul during the course of the shot. And it's a three-point basket for Hemingway. Big hoop for him. And here's what happened. That when Appleby takes it all the way to the rim like that, they're a little vulnerable. And Hall is going to get called for the foul.
So Hemingway, who is a career 42% three-point shooter, 5th in school history, knocks it down. And now Hall, second foul.
And that's a bad second foul to pick up too. You know, you got the shot's got a good chance of, you know, going in, and that foul doesn't really, even if he missed, it doesn't get you anything.
And the 12 points for Hall in the game, the only player on either team to get the double digits so far in scoring. Shot clock at 10. And Santo dribbling clinic, launching three.
Wake has had to settle for some tough jump shots here early in the second half.
Tigers have a chance to take the lead with this possession. Haven't led since the early stages of the first half. Galloway from Shefflin.
All the bigs were lifted that time, and the backdoor cut, he was overplayed defensively, so just take what the defense gives you.
Second time we've seen a pretty assist from Shefflin. Tigers led 6-5 early in the first half. They have taken the lead on the Galloway layup by one. 16-13 to go in the second half. Appleby, Keller went for the jam and got fouled at the rim. Shefflin to challenge his first.
Here's the look. Pretty nice feed by Appleby that time. Although, you know, again, if you're Clemson, here's the look right there. You see, Hildreth gets a little turned around. If you're Clemson, I think you're going to live with those plays with the ball out of Appleby's hands. You know, trying to make those tough finishes.
Just the second free throw attempted in the game by Wake Forest. Monsanto's coming out. Marsh is coming in 33 in all gold and black. Not just yet, though. One more free throw for Keller.
This was I'm beginning interested to see this lineup out there for Wake Forest with Williamson and Appleby out on the floor at the same time.
Just the 6th free throw of the season for Keller, and now 3 of 6.
You see, I mean, you know, Shefflin gives up the foul. You make him earn at the free throw line. You come out of there 1 of 2, so you're ahead of the game.
Tigers in this half, Mike, 4 of 5 from the floor, make it 5 of 6, and a third made three-pointer for the Tigers. It's Galloway.
Well, he got himself loose with that layup, gets himself a little bit of rhythm, that all of a sudden opens the basket up somewhat.
Wake is just 1 of 7 from the floor in the second half. They've missed all 3 of their three-point chances.
The thing is, they're not getting great looks.
Hildreth fouled. That's a 3. So Hildreth, fouled by Galloway, will be going to the line for a chance at the 4-point play. Tied at 39. He can give the Deeks the lead in the second half.
This is the easy way to a delicious holiday. Enjoy one of America's most loved holiday meals from the Fresh Market. Choose from 6 ready-to-heat feasts for gatherings from 2 to 14, including our holiday ham meal for 8 to 10 with our guest favorite bone-in spiral sliced honey ham and our traditional holiday meal, both starting at just $10 per person. Order these meals and more, including our new prime rib meal for 2 at thefreshmarket.com or visit your local store.
I'd love to have one of my own someday.
Thanks.
Oh, I was talking about your USAA bumper sticker.
my dad served. Passed membership down to me. I'll pass it to her.
That's a lucky kid.
USAA. It's for the military community.
Domino's delivery vehicles are going electric. With over 100 EVs on the road today and hundreds more to come, it's good for pizza delivery and better for the planet.
Sometimes you'll get it. Sometimes you won't. Sometimes you'll wind up head over heels. You gotta trust your gut. As long as you keep going, it's all good. Because it's all one big glorious ride. And being a passenger is not an option. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
You trust me. I will take you places that you've never dreamed of. Be set apart.
Gosh, this team was 2-9 in 2018, and now here they are.
ACC Basketball is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. And by CPI Security. CPI Home Security that protects what matters most. Clemson, South Carolina, Littlejohn Coliseum. Memorial Stadium off in the distance as well, where the Tigers had a 40-game home winning streak snapped on the last Saturday of the regular season. Still playing in the championship game tomorrow. How about Cameron Hildreth going to the free throw line, Mike? Chance at a 4-point play. We're tied up, but for how much longer?
Yeah, you got to at least run parallel to a guy. If you're going to challenge that shot, they just ran right through his body, picked up the chance for the 4-point play. But it's been a different half for Clemson so far. 3 of 4 from behind the arc, 5 of 6 overall.
It looked like Carr picked up that foul. Third against Carr.
Only the first team foul, but kind of a giveaway foul in that situation. You're not going to come up with the ball most times than not.
4 ties, 4 lead changes in the game. Tigers are 5 of 6 from the floor in the second half. Beadle out of the corner, spinning front rim. Hildreth, who's hit double digits in scoring 4 games in a row, had that last 3. Last trip down the floor for Wake, and Williamson is back in as well. Mike, he's got a couple of threes. They find him.
Wide left.
Not his best effort. Tyson directs a little traffic.
And they got Shefflin. He runs that offense. He's done a nice job from the high post with some really nice passing.
Galloway. A little bit of daylight is all he needs.
And daylight because Appleby had his hands down that time. Nothing, no hand in the face to challenge his sight.
4 of 5 on 3-pointers in the second half for the Tigers after going just 1 of 10 from beyond 22 feet 1 and 3/4 inches away in the first half. That'll come up short. Hildreth trying to follow his miss. Shefflin the clearance. Struggles from the floor in the second half continue for Wake. Shefflin offensive glass against Marsh, and Carr came away with it.
Maybe a little early shot that time.
Williamson in traffic in the paint. Hildreth was looking for Marsh. It was knocked away. 10 turnovers for Wake. Tyson swooping in. Appleby wants to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah, both teams throwing a lot of punches, but nobody connecting in the last couple of minutes.
Just 6 points for Appleby, coming off that 32-point performance. Season high and game high in the win at Wisconsin. He tries to drive it. Beadle defending. He'll pick up the personal. Second on Beadle. Klintman, Monsanto. re-enter the game for Wake Forest. Hildreth and Carr get a breather.
Right, and and somehow, for Beadle, a redshirt freshman in there, a tough cover, a guy like Appleby. But man, you have to sit on that right hand if you can. Make him go left. Right there, forcing him side. That's exactly how to play him. Just keep him pinned on the sideline, going left.
Tyson wants to run. Finds Hunter on the wing. That was a three-point attempt. Appleby brings it up. Tries to hook it into the paint. Marsh got the deflected basketball. Davian Williamson, a graduate student from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, home of the Deeks.
He really wants to take Tyson badly off the dribble. Had him isolated.
All the way across to Williamson. Stepping back, that is going to be looked at. Bill Covington is looking over at the scorer's table. Not sure about 2 or 3 on that shot by Williamson.
But you got Hunter Tyson flying out there, not under control, and then that's the good pump fake and the look.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Hunter hopping into the paint over Marsh. Score the bucket.
And see, that time, even though Marsh a big body in there, that Hunter initiates the contact, draws the foul, and he can't block the shot. Here's that look. You see that little bump right there? Terrific take off the right hand.
And a three-point Tiger lead.
CMAX presents The Cycle of Savings. It all starts with a proprietary formula that is scientifically proven to soak into engine metal and reduce carbon buildup, increasing fuel mileage, extending engine life, and saving you money with every mile. So that cycle of savings we talked about really adds up over a lifetime. Subscribe. Save. CMAX. Buy or subscribe today at CMAX.com. Pour, save, repeat.
We only got this one life. I don't want to waste a second of it.
So what you doing here?
I'm trying to make a friend.
Like friends, the hour is yours.
To get by.
Try Apple TV Plus for free. Visit spectrum.net/Apple TV Plus today.
And now please welcome Anna Montoya.
Hello there, fellow students.
For asthma, there's Primatene Mist. When symptoms strike, your airways narrow and there's less breathing room. Primatene Mist is clinically shown to open airways quickly. Get the #1 FDA-approved over-the-counter asthma inhaler and breathe easy again.
Bally Sports South, the network of your favorite teams.
So that Williamson shot was ruled a 2-point basket. So it's a 3-point lead for the Tigers. They've led by as many as 4. That was very early in the game. The Tigers shooting the 3 with efficiency in the second half. G-Man.
4 of 7 after making only 1 3 in that first half. Good spacing. Hemingway, these are guys that are normally knocked down threes for them, starting to find the bottom of the basket. And the other thing, too, Tom, that Clemson getting this lead, they're taking better care of the basketball in this half. 10 turnovers in the first half, only 2 so far in the first 8 minutes here.
Tigers as a team, 9 of 10 from the free throw line. And Hunter has a chance to finish off the 3-point play as he was fouled by Marsh. 6 points, couple of rebounds, couple of assists for Chase Hunter. He's now 3 for 3 from the line, and the lead is 4. It matches the largest lead of the game for the Tigers.
P.J. Hall back into the action.
It was a 7-point halftime lead for Wake. Marsh was double teamed and fouled. Hall was in the neighborhood, so was Shefflin.
But again, with Marsh, they really jumped that screen hard. P.J. Hall getting out there. They They kind of left Marsh alone as the roller, but they got the ball out of Appleby's hand.
You want to stay tuned for the fast break presented by your local Ford dealer that's coming up in just moments.
And you know what?
At the free throw line.
And if you can, Tom, and he misses that front end, that Marsh, 6 of 11 from the free throw line coming into this game. So if he gets it down low and you got a foul to give, put him at the free throw line.
Sophomore from Cornwall, England, empty from the line.
And that's a positive defensive possession for Clemson.
Tigers trailed by 6 at halftime in the double OT win against Penn State on Tuesday on this court. Trailed by 7 at halftime in this one. Hall angling to the rim. When Santo came in to defend, may have picked up the personal foul. And he did.
Here's the look. Nice split there. Good bounce pass. And I'll tell you what, I like the job that Beadle has done. He hasn't scored in this game, but he's done a nice job with the offense. Lets Hunter play off the ball.
Bradford's coming in for Wake. Marsh coming out. And Hall at the line with 13 points. He's 4 of 7 from the floor. Marsh exits the game with 5 points and 2 of 3 from the floor.
But he's another guy, Bradford, 42% from the free throw line. You know, their bigs are shooting outrageous percentage from the floor, but struggling from the line.
Outrageous percentage from the free throw line for Clemson, 12 of 13. After those 2 from P.J. Hall. Bradford up and under. Hall recovered it. Hand off to Hunter. Appleby guards him. That is an offensive foul. Second on Hunter, Mike.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. I don't know about that one. That was awfully close. It really didn't look like Hunter ducked at all with his, and that's the thing you look for on that shoulder. It just looked like a couple of, and not really overt bumps either.
The lead is 6 for the Tigers, the largest of the game. Appleby has struggled in the second half. Mike, he's 0 for 4. Williamson, escape dribble, hits baseline. So Williamson has 12.
And this is a game, certainly he's going to gain a lot of confidence coming back from those back issues.
That's coming off the bench for Williamson as well. Hall lines it up and knocks it down.
Second 3 of the game for him.
17 points for P.J. Hall, and that leads everybody. He and Galloway are double-digit scorers for Clemson. Williamson leads the way with his 12 off the bench. Appleby gives up a couple of inches and lays it in.
He's so crafty with that one-handed finish inside.
8 points for Tyree Appleby.
Yeah, let's see what he finishes the game with, what he does in this last 9:30.
Hall reloads.
That was I earned that second 3. I'm going to take it.
Still, the Tigers are 5 of 9 on threes in the second half. Misfire. Clinton over the top. Shefflin had the position on the board.
And Monsanto has really struggled in this game. 1 of 8 now from the floor.
Driving Chase Hunter fouled in the process. Clinton personal foul number 2. Keller and Hildreth coming in. Tyson and Middlebrooks for the Tigers. Bradford comes out for Wake.
Yeah, now your three primary guys on the perimeter you have to lock in on if you're Clemson are Appleby, Hildreth, and Williamson.
Mike, how about 14 of 15 from the line for the Tigers as a team, and now 9 points for Chase Hunter. Tigers were 7th in the conference in free throw shooting before tonight.
And you add in the 5 of 9 from 3 in the second half, and you got yourself a lead.
6 total threes made for the Tigers. They've overcome the 7-point halftime deficit. Appleby the kick. Williamson.
Everything but the finish.
Complete turnaround here in the second half, favoring the Tigers on their home court. Middlebrooks. Gonna back it down on Keller. Physical play between the duo. Whistle and foul against Wake.
Well, and here's the thing, and this is just a great rest for PJ Hall. You got the under 8 timeout coming up. So you bring in Middlebrooks, and now he's got a chance to give you a little bonus here with a couple of made free throws.
Looking for his first points of the night, just 3 of 7 on the season from the line, Middlebrooks. That contagious free throw shooting for the Tigers.
But that's not, for Middlebrooks, for what he did last year, a point in a 1.1 rebound a game, but now he's giving you 3 points, 3 rebounds in 11 minutes. That's nice production.
Don't forget he tied his career high, Mike, with 8 points in the win against Penn State in double overtime earlier this week.
Yep.
And now 16 of 17 from the line for Clemson. Wake has gone to the line 6 times and made 2 of them. Approaching the 8-minute threshold of the second half. Galloway.
That's going to be what? It's going to be at the free throw line. Wake will be shooting free throws for the rest of the way.
Second on Galloway. So it's Hildreth at the free throw line. 0 for 1 so far from the stripe. That miss was on that 3-pointer he made. He had a chance to make a 4-point play earlier in the half. He'll earn another. Free throw 7 and 8 for Wake as a team in the game. Nine points and 6 boards for Hildreth. Wake is just 1 of 8 on 3-pointers in the second half. Tigers have made 5 of them on 9 tries. Around the perimeter. Hemingway.
Really nice play. Nice ball movement that time. Nice player movement as well.
The old man and the 3 from Hemingway. Couldn't resist. Williamson baseline cut off by the defending of Galloway.
The sun also rises.
Here we go again. Hildreth. Springy dribble. Didn't get the bounce. Yeah, Tyson ripped it out of the air.
Yeah, just not a great decision by Beadle that time.
So the Demon Deacs will have the basketball. The Tigers have the lead. 57-47. It's time for the Fast Break, presented by your local Ford dealer. This week, the final ACC Big Ten Challenge, and the ACC takes it, winning 8 of the 14 games. Mike Jaminski, Virginia Tech beat Minnesota, and Pitt beat Northwestern on the road to get it started on Monday.
Yeah, Virginia Tech continues to keep things rolling from their ACC tournament championship last year. There have always been some great matchups in this series over its history. top teams from the Big Ten playing the top teams from the ACC. It's been a great marriage.
A home win for Notre Dame in the ACC Big Ten Challenge against the ranked Michigan State team, 70-52 on Wednesday. And Duke also with its victory, 81-72 at home in a matchup of two ranked teams against Ohio State. Throw in a home win by Miami as well, 68-61 against Rutgers. And it's a successful week for the ACC, winning the final ACC Big Ten Challenge, 8 games victorious for the ACC. We'll be back with more right after this word from your local Ford dealer.
Belongs to everyone. So we built the new Ford Bronco Sport for everyone, with 7 available GO modes and a camera with off-road views. It's built for America.
The excitement, the intensity, the thrill of MVC basketball is on Bally Sports. Sunday, it's an MVC welcoming party for the Bruins when they get their first look at Illinois State. It all comes your way right here on Bally Sports.
A 10-point lead for the Tigers, the largest of the game inside Littlejohn Coliseum. Tyree Appleby scored 32 on Tuesday at Wisconsin, Mike. A little more modest performance so far for Appleby.
Yeah, I mean, you love what Damian Williamson has given you in this game. But, you know, and you look at the 3 big guys, Appleby, Hildreth, and Monsanto for Wake Forest, to combine 7 of 28 from the floor. So nice defensive effort by the Tigers there.
Wake just 1 of 8 on 3-point tries in this second half after connecting on 6 in the first half. It's a complete reversal, Mike. Clemson made 1 in the first half. Yep. They've got 6 in the second half.
But they also are getting to the free throw line as well as making those threes.
16 of 17 from the stripe for the Tigers in the game. Hildreth backing down on Hemingway. Tiger foul.
You know, when we talk about Davian Williamson working back from that, he has been solid. He's missed very few games throughout his entire career, and he has been very healthy, very reliable.
Hildreth at the free throw line. Yeah, Williamson, number 4 for Coach Forbes. 3rd year in the Wake program. We mentioned that he came with his coach from East Tennessee State. And Williamson playing in his 128th career game. Hildreth has gotten to double digits, and he'll add 2 at 11 points and 6 boards for Hildreth.
You know, it's interesting. I talk about Brad Brownell giving P.J. Hall a rest, and he's left Middlebrooks on the floor even through that because his team is playing very well with him on the floor. Nice pass.
Tyson hanging. He's going to the free throw line. Hunter Tyson. Williamson just picked up his first personal foul. Hunter Tyson, the graduate student, Mike, from Monroe, North Carolina, at Piedmont High School.
And think what their year would have been like last year had he not been injured in February. It was a big hit for them.
In fact, when they won that game in late February, and that was here against Wake Forest, 80-69 in the last meeting between the teams, Hunter Tyson was out and P.J. Hall was out, and they still won it 80-69. 11 points and 8 boards for Hunter Tyson. Tigers trying to extend the winning streak on the home floor against Wake to 10 games. To go back to 09 for the last Demon Deacon victory as Appleby hit the deck.
It's a different player going left.
Galloway. rifled that one to Middlebrooks, and the reach was not long enough under the basket. 15th turnover of the game for the Tigers.
Yeah, that was a low percentage shot pass to try to connect that time. You're going to try it, maybe a bounce pass instead. But that had some heat behind it.
Appleby looks over at the bench area, just to the right of our broadcast position for Wake Forest. There's Keller working baseline. A surprised Middlebrooks assessed the personal foul. Second.
So one more, and Wake Forest will be in the double bonus. Not the worst thing right now that you've got Wake at the line scoring, chance to score with the clock not running.
Hall comes back into the game.
And I would suspect, barring any kind of injury or foul issues, that this is the group that's going to finish the game for Clemson.
17 points for Hall. Keller is now 3 for 4 from the line. Very limited experience this season from the free throw line coming into the game with just 4 attempts. For the freshman from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Hunter got caught in the air through the hands of Galloway and back to Wake Forest. Trailing by 8.
You never leave your feet as a passer. You know, he got stuck. And great job by Wake of not giving him any vision underneath the basket.
The 16 turnovers, a season high for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's average. Talk about average 10 a game coming in, and still have a lead despite that.
Williamson wants it. Too strong. Hunter will take his time with 5.5 minutes to go in regulation.
They'll take an outright break at this time, but if it's not there, Clemson will be a little more deliberate.
Tyson against 2 defenders. All the way around to Hemingway. He rips the ropes for the Tigers.
Yeah, 9 points, all of them here in the second half.
Alex Hemingway, the senior from Newburgh, Indiana. Made 4 threes in the win against Penn State.
15 points in that game. Big lift with Hunter having an off night.
Yep. Now 3 threes in this one. Another misfire from Wake. Carr from the corner. Three-point struggles continue. 1 of 10 in the half.
Monsanto about to check back into the game. Steve Forbes has got to get try to find some offense out there. Wow. That 3 forces the timeout. Hemingway, he got the wake-up call a little bit late, but 12 points for him.
About 4 threes in the game for Hemingway. He now has 105 for his career. Knocking him down from all angles. Alex Hemingway, 65-51.
CMAX presents The Cycle of Savings. It all starts with a proprietary formula that is scientifically proven to soak into engine metal and reduce carbon buildup, increasing fuel mileage, extending engine life, and saving you money with every mile. So that cycle of savings we talked about really adds up over a lifetime. Subscribe. Save. CMAX. Buy or subscribe today at CMAX.com. Pour, save, repeat.
Good night, Emma. Right to sleep.
All clear. On the way. Time for Operation Santa. We can spot everything with these CPI cameras. And now we wait.
Get our 3 most popular cameras for free during our Cyber Week sales event.
At Domino's, next time you order 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each, you could be in for a shock. Because Domino's is now delivering pizza with new electric vehicles across the country. With over 100 EVs on the road today and hundreds more to come. It's good for pizza delivery and better for the planet.
You're good. I'm great.
Hi, I'm Jeff from Nuts.com. When my grandfather started this business in 1929, he relied on 4 important values: freshness, quality, variety, and service. I'm proud to carry on his legacy, but from a bigger space. We still freshly roast, season, and dip delicious nuts here in New Jersey and deliver them with the freshest dried fruits, snacks, and sweets to families that love our products all around the country, including mine. We think you'll love Nuts.com too, so check us out and enjoy free shipping on your first order.
Zaxby's, the official chicken of Bally Sports South and Southeast.
Clemson has made its last 3 shot attempts and built its largest lead of the night. Time now for the Fresh Market. Discover the best. How about the second half from Alex Hemingway?
Yeah, well, we talked about Tyson Hunter, or Hunter Tyson, I'm sorry, had no points against Penn State, and then 24 after the intermission. And Hemingway has found the basket. He's had some terrific looks in, from behind the arc. He's also made some tough shots under duress defensively, too, but it's all about finding that rhythm early.
4 for 4 3-pointers. Alex Hemingway, who had missed his only 2 3-point chances in the first half. A complete reversal of fortune from the 3-point atmosphere. Appleby can't find the range. Looked like Keller and Tyson got tangled up and both hit the floor. Good sportsmanship between the two.
39-18, Clemson has outscored Wake in this half.
Chase Hunter got his 3rd personal in the fray. So now Keller's at the free throw line.
Let's see, the key thing here is to make at least the second free throw so they can get into some pressure.
Double bonus for Wake with 4:21 to go in regulation. Hildreth and Williamson are double-digit scores for the Beaks. 1 of 2 for Keller.
And even with that miss, they stay in the 3-quarter press.
Tigers have 4 double-digit scorers, and Hunter Tyson, Galloway, Hemingway, big second half, and Hall with 17, and that leads everybody demanding the basketball.
Tyson's got Monsanto on him. Nice play. They got hung up on that interchange up top. P.J. Hall with an easy dunk.
19 points for P.J. Hall. And a robust stat line for the junior from Spartanburg, South Carolina.
And it's not, I mean, 60 being incredibly efficient, throwing a couple of threes on top of that, 6 of 10. Terrific night for him.
Deeks cannot buy a 3-point basket, Mike. They led 33-26 at halftime. Monsanto to steal, race to the rim. That'll bounce in.
And almost missed that one.
Got caught between a layup and a jam. And an awkward landing under the basket as well for Monsanto. What a night for P.J. Hall. What a pass by Chase Hunter. Through 2 defenders and the jam for Hall.
A new kind of superfood? Hardee's new Super Bacon Biscuit has twice the bacon and is available till noon on the weekends.
The universe provides.
Bite into the new Super Bacon Biscuit, only at Hardee's.
Warrior 1, Warrior 2. Instant jackpot.
Okay, downward dog, upward dog, tree pose, dragonfly. Okay, give gratitude to your mind, your body, and you get it. Namaste.
Fast Play. Instantly win the growing jackpot now. Like now.
Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today. Start making holiday memories with a new Honda. during Happy Honda Days.
The holidays were awkward for Romeo and Juliet. Thankfully, Amazon had just the gift to bring the families together. Shop legendary deals.
Big news! We're all morning people now. Nope, you're not less lazy. Hardee's now serves super sausage biscuits anytime before noon on weekends.
What?
Again?
Bite into the new, meaty Super Sausage Biscuit, only at Hardee's.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity, using less or a lot less oral pain medicines, and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Hey, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Life's full of hidden problems. So we hid a comforting brownie in a Snickers.
PJ Hall just had a double-fisted rim bender. 19 points, 6 of 10 from the floor, and 7 boards, Mike, after scoring a season-high 22 points against Penn State on Tuesday.
Well, and the thing for Clemson, you want to finish this game off, defend without fouling, take care of the ball here with pressure. You know, they had a chance to set their offense up against the press for the rest of the game, and then run some time in the half court.
4th career double-double for Hunter Tyson, 11 points, 10 boards tonight. Tigers skillfully break Wake Forest pressure, and now we've got 3 minutes to go in regulation. Tough for the Deacs, Mike, when the leading scorer in the ACC, Appleby, has just 8 points and 1 of 7 from the floor in the second half.
Well, they've really controlled Williamson and Appleby and Hildreth, and Monsanto's had a really tough night.
Off of the miss. Monsanto with a 3. Deacs not going away. 8 points for Monsanto. Prior to that, the Deacs have been 1 of 11 on 3-pointers in the second half before the Monsanto make.
And here's where, and this is, again, finishing the game. We talked about Clemson let Penn State into the end-game situation by missing free throws. They need to be solid here, because that's what Wake is going to do is this last 2.5 minutes.
Is 18 of 19 from the line solid enough for you?
Yeah, there's still room to work, but you can improve. You can always improve. But especially in this stretch right now when you're shooting one-on-ones, you got to convert at least the front end.
Brevin Galloway played 25 games last year for Boston College. Couple of free throws, 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists in the game for Galloway. Deacs need points. They need them in a hurry. Closing in on 2 minutes to go. And Santos just made a 3. Side rim and out of bounds to the Tigers.
22nd. There wasn't a lot of urgency early on in that shot clock, and then you settle for a 3 under duress when you're not seeing a big basket. It's a tough shot in that time.
Clemson has dominated the series recently. They've won 2 in a row and 14 of the last 16, and some punctuation from P.J. Hall.
Yeah, I think that may about do it.
21 points for Hall. Appleby, breakneck pace, met at the rim. Ball back to the Tigers and Galloway. Shot clock did not reset properly. Back-to-back games now. Brad Brownell's been able to watch P.J. Hall go over 20 points in 2 straight games. Coincidentally, his first 2 starts of the season as well, coming off of the off-season knee injury.
And you know what? There wasn't. And you see, Pitt beat NC State 68-60, so they continue their resurgence. But you know, not a lot of points off the bench for Clemson, but I still, you know, Middlebrooks did a nice job in there. Beadle did a nice job running the offense. Shefflin gives you some nice looks at the high post.
A couple of pretty assists tonight from Shefflin. Tyson bumped on his way into the lane. Second half, three-point shooting story. 8 of 12 for the Tigers. Wake Forest just 2 of 13.
And no room for the improvement at the free throw.
No.
11 of 11.
Not this half. See if Tyson can keep it rolling from the free throw line. Got to give this young man a lot of credit, Mike, coming back from the clavicle injury last season. The year before, he had a facial injury, missed 5 games. I mean, he really is the heart and soul of this Clemson team, along with P.J. Hall.
Yeah, but, you know, and to have the COVID year, have the option to come back, you know, if there's nothing compelling out there for you as a player, if the most important, you know, thing is coming back and getting another year in college, it's a great option.
And coming up with a double-double tonight for Hunter Tyson. 3rd this season. And the Tigers 22 of 23 from the free throw line. Knocked away and taken by Tyson. And now Appleby being ushered away by Bill Covington. Appleby,
you got a technical foul.
Being restrained by Monsanto.
And he had an issue with Bill Covington that ball was kicked. And now he's getting out Monsanto.
It looked like it hit Galloway, Mike.
In the back of the heel, too.
So Appleby, the technical foul. Tyson, he's now 7 of 7 from the line. 14 points, 10 boards, double-double for Hunter Tyson. Some frustration for Appleby.
Yeah, the frustration of the evening for him. And I can't think of the last time I saw a player get a technical in a game. Usually it's the coach.
Frustrated from the floor tonight for Tyree Appleby. 3 of 13. When you consider what he did, Mike, on the road at Wisconsin with those 32 points. It's a different story tonight. The second half, it's all Tigers. Tyson coming out of the game with his double-double. Hunter Tyson, 15 points, 10 boards. Perfect from the free throw line, 8 of 8.
Yeah, Hall out of the game as well. Really efficient scoring from those two.
Tigers have made their last 5 shots, an 8-0 run over the last minute 15. And now the final minute. And after trailing by 7 at halftime, I don't know what Coach Brownell said, but it worked in the second 20 minutes, man. Maybe he said make a few three-pointers since it only made 1 at the break. Cross it over. Hunter hang and score. Rattle and hum.
And he joins the double-figure scorers.
Hemingway, Hall, Tyson on that list.
Tigers here in their first ACC action.
That'll extend the winning streak to 3 games overall. 10 in a row in the series at home for the Clemson Tigers, who have now won 15 of the last 17 meetings with Wake Forest, and the drought continues for the Demon Deacs. They haven't won here since 09.
Well, for Clemson fans, now the attention turns up to Charlotte for the ACC football championship tomorrow night.
How about 26 points in the first half, Mike? 51 in the second half for the Tigers on the strength of three-point shooting. 8 of 12 in the half from the three-point atmosphere. There's only 2.3 on the clock, and that will do it. 77-57 in the win for Brad Brownell and the Clemson Tigers at home.
Yeah, and you know, P.J. Hall looks like he'll be coming off minutes restriction. He looks very solid out there. You know, maybe searching for a few more points from the bench.